What is the best controller for Skate? Did you know SCUF controllers can give you up to a 20% skill boost? Today I'm going to show you why that is. I'll be going over all the technical stuff about the controller and how I set it up. I'm going to get super nerdy and go in depth with math. That brings me to today's sponsor, SCUF. They offer the best controllers on the market for PC and console gaming. I've been using their controllers for probably the last 10 years. I started off with them on COD, now I use them on Skate. SCUF has a Black Friday and Cyber Monday deal that's already on now, running through till December 1st. They're offering 20% across all controllers on every platform. I'll have a link in the description to the website and use code CYBER20 at checkout. Currently, I'm using the Valor Pro wired Xbox controller with 4 paddles. It looks exactly like the controller on my screen. The only difference is those 4 buttons at the bottom are on the back of the controller. Their controllers use Hall Effect analog sticks and Endurance TMR analog sticks. These types of sticks are different than your normal stock Xbox or PS5 controller analog sticks. With using these analog sticks with SCUF, they have magnets which greatly increases the lifetime of your controller. Instead of making physical contact, they use magnets. This removes friction so all the moving parts in the analog stick don't wear out. And for Skate, when you get really deep into competitive or trick lining, your controllers wear out very quickly. With a normal Xbox controller, I've gone through one in a month before playing this game. I start to get very bad stick drift and it makes me start screwing up all my tricks. Having paddles on the back of your controller helps a lot with glitches and allows you to do grabs quicker, which allows you to get more points and hold them for longer. With these paddles, you can customize them to your liking. For me, personally, I have mine on left paddle as A, my second left paddle is Y, my right second paddle is B, and my far right paddle is X. I choose X and A for the outer paddles because it feels a little more comfortable for me, and those are the ones I'm pressing the most. When it comes to doing grabs and doing the glitches, a lot of the time you're doing something with your right analog stick to tweak a grab, then you have to quickly move from that to your button, and there's room for error. But with the paddles being on the back, you don't have to let go of it. You can just go straight to it. And one of the glitches that it's helped me a lot with getting more consistent at is the tuck knee bounce, which essentially is you do a tuck knee grab, and then you push a button when you hit the ground. You can see how going from right stick to the button is kind of awkward. But with the paddle, it makes it a lot easier to do because you don't have to let go of your right stick. For me, it's a game changer. When I started using the paddles, I noticed an improvement almost instantly. Like, I want to say 25% more consistent with those kind of glitches. When it comes to the newest Skate game versus Skate 3, the grabs are a lot more touchy and you tend to screw up a lot more often with them. A lot of the time when you're screwing up your grabs, it has to do with when you're pressing your triggers. And on the SCUF Valor controllers, they have 2 little switches on the back of the controller that you can push in, and this adds trigger stops to the controller, so when you press the trigger in, it barely moves, but it still does the trigger movement. And when you let go of the grab a lot quicker too. This eliminates the error on your triggers when messing up grabs. The main skill boost with these controllers is the taller analog sticks. If you've gone into the Trickpedia on the new game, you'll notice every single trick, the movements have changed other than kickflip, heel flip, ollie nollie. They are actually smaller. So 360 flip used to be directly out to the left, curl it down to the bottom, and then flick to the top right corner. Now it's slightly down, which actually makes it closer to the varial kickflip. So now there is more room for error, and when I first started playing this game, I was messing up tricks very often, doing the wrong trick. It was very annoying. So the reason why I think they're changing them on this game and making them smaller is to give more room for more tricks to be added. For example, 540 flip is probably going to get added to the game somewhere down the line. So now it's more crucial than ever to have accurate right stick movements. And as more tricks get added, you're going to mess up more and more often because there's a lot more that can go wrong. When it comes to the height of your right analog stick, that actually matters. For a stock Xbox controller, the right analog stick height is 8mm, and if you were to go out to the left and curl around in a circle, you create a circle going off the center of the analog stick. That creates a circle with a radius of 8mm, and if you were to do the math, you would get an area of 201mm squared. With SCUF, they offer a taller analog stick that's 18mm tall, and if you were to do that exact same thing, spin in a circle around the rim, That creates a circle of 12mm radius. And if you do the math on that, you get a 452mm squared area. And if we were to compare the two, Scuff's tall analog stick has an area of 124% bigger than the stock analog stick of an Xbox controller, which is a greatly increased playing area. This increase doesn't exactly equate to skill, as this has to do with a lot of micro movement stuff, but you could see how it would make it a lot easier to get tricks right on this analog stick. Overall, it equates to a 10 to 20% skill boost. It all depends on the person though when saying this. I've been using Scuff's Valor Pro Xbox controller for about 7.5 weeks now, and I can without a doubt say this is the best controller I've ever used on Skate. I would definitely recommend picking one up. Now is the best time ever to get your hands on one, as it's a 20% discount. I have a link in the description, and use code CYBER20 at checkout to get 20% off. I hope this video opened your eyes to actually how a controller matters when playing Skate. Scuff's newest controller, and the one I'm using currently, the Valor Pro Wired, is by far their most affordable controller, and with the 20% discount, you may as well get your hands on one. If you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.